We have a bunch of stuff to go through here in today's video. If you guys have been seeing, TREYARCH have been responding to a lot of people's tweets and criticisms and thoughts on zombies in general. In today's video, we have TREYARCH responses from people saying that zombies will no longer continue after Vanguard zombies, Cold War zombies versus BO3 zombies. Was BO3 really the best version of TREYARCH zombies we ever saw? We have some stuff about Zombies Chronicles 2. Future zombies content we're going to see. TREYARCH devs have a lot to say on this matter. So if you guys are new and would like to subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that. And be sure to drop a like on the video as well. Let's get straight into this. First off, I have a tweet on my Twitter. Links will be down below to enter this poll, or vote in the poll, I should say. Black Ops 3 zombies versus Cold War zombies. A pretty interesting argument right now. As you can see on my Twitter, at least, BO3 is in the lead. Maybe if I bring a bunch of you guys over from this video to the Twitter, that will actually change. I feel like there might be some more Cold War fans on my channel than on my Twitter, but again, links will be down below to that poll. Be sure to vote. Very interesting topic here. There are definitely some pretty good arguments for both cases here. Be sure to leave your ideas and why you feel a certain way in the replies of that tweet. But let's start off here first with something really interesting. Mr. T Lexify tweeted this out. There's a serious chance that zombies will never return in a Call of Duty game at this point. Pretty interesting take here we have from Mr. T Lexify. You can leave your thoughts on this tweet down below. And of course, this is coming directly from the reception that, you know, him and people have had of Vanguard zombies. The mode is definitely not in the best state. It could have been a lot better. I think that's all obvious to see. And the community is in a general consensus that the mode is just not the best version of the mode we could have potentially seen. I mean, it could be a lot better. And right now, zombies in general, especially the perception that people have of TREYARCH zombies, is in a pretty bad state, coming off of a pretty good year of Cold War zombies. It's unfortunate to see, but that's just what we're experiencing right now. But this tweet here, for him to say that zombies will never return, I get why he's saying that. So I understand, but I don't think that, you know, Vanguard zombies being unsuccessful and not as good of a mode as we would have wanted to be is a good reason to say that, you know, zombies will just never return. And Kevin Drew over at TREYARCH, you guys know him. He works on zombies. He works on TREYARCH in general. And he tweeted this out. What? He's just responding like, I don't know about this one, Chief. So looks like here Kevin Drew's pretty much saying that, of course, zombies will return at some point. I think it's safe to say that Vanguard zombies may not get the biggest updates we've ever seen from a TREYARCH zombies game, but at least for 2023, it's coming back, and maybe there is going to be some crazy Vanguard zombies revamp update that'll save the day. But if not, at least for 2023, it seems like TREYARCH zombies will still return. Mr. Raffle Waffles responded, LMAO, and of course, you know, this is kind of funny here. So obviously zombies will be returning. A bit crazy there, but again, I understand why he's saying that. You know, zombies is in a pretty bad state right now, and you have to realize if Activision is right now looking at the player count for Vanguard zombies and they're seeing no one's playing the mode, we're not getting any revenue, we're not generating any money from this mode, why would we continue to pour more money into the production and marketing of future zombies modes if we see how poorly this mode is doing? To that, I would say Activision look back at Cold War zombies, look back at Black Ops 3 zombies. I mean, Zombies Chronicles 1 was one of the top selling DLC packs of that year, 2017, or at least on PlayStation. It was a really highly selling DLC pack. I mean, zombies can sell. It just has to be done properly. So I hope that even though Vanguard zombies isn't as successful as everyone wanted it to be, that, you know, it doesn't negatively impact the future of zombies, at least from Activision's perspective. But again, we'll see some more stuff on that very soon. I want to hop in here very quickly, show you guys a bit more about Wondershare Filmora 10. It's a super easy to use video editing software. The effects tab, in my opinion, is super cool. There's a lot of stuff you could change to your video, your audio quality to make things just interesting. You have a bunch of recommended settings here. You have, of course, AR stickers, which are super funny. We're going to check out the P-Scroll filter here. We're going to drag it right on this, and we'll play for a second. I'm looking pretty good, right? I'm looking pretty good. And we also have audio effects as well. There's a couple right now. Let's just do echo, for example. These are pretty sick as well. All you have to do, again, is just drag and drop right on the video file. There you go. A lot of effects here. Super easy to use. Wondershare Filmora 10 is available on Windows and Mac. Be sure to check it out, guys. Links will be down below. Thanks to Filmora again for sponsoring this portion of today's video. And now we have some really cool stuff to talk about here. Cold War zombies versus Black Ops 3 zombies. An entire thread here and a lot of commentary and perspective perspective on a longtime Treyarch Zombies developer and his thoughts on what happens behind the scenes with Black Ops 3 Zombies and what we're going to be seeing for the future. A lot of cool stuff here. Cherry over on Twitter tweeted this out: Cold War over Black Ops 3. And she says, Black Ops 3's production was incredible, no doubt about it. The zombies maps we got were insane. But Cold War just hits the exact gameplay and story beats that make me want to play. Collecting a new soul every map, plagued with inaccessibility, isn't my cup of tea, referring to Black Ops 3 Zombies, if you don't remember. She goes on to say, I played Shadows and didn't like it, so still to this day, I haven't bought the season pass. I game shared to try stuff out and bought Chronicles on release, which on nostalgia won me over, but I actually only bought Garad earlier this month. So this seems like a really extreme example here, but very interesting points, and a Treyarch developer actually responded here. Lead game designer at Treyarch, Mark, he says this: what didn't you like about Shadows of Evil? You gotta love the dancing Arnie Easter egg, though. I highly recommend Garad Crovy. I was also the design point on it. The others are also great maps, although your mileage may vary. Drazendrock was widely loved. Shadows has grown on me, and I love the aesthetic, and yes, even Arnie. Just Shadows wasn't a casually fun map to play. The rituals were a big put-off on launch. I think they got better with updates, though. I'm just a player that enjoys being able to start a game and blast hordes. It's why I loved Cold War's direction so much. Ammo boxes, trial machines, easy pack-a-punch, score streaks. I even loved Onslaught on launch even before it blew up. I could just finish work and chill out getting lost in the game. Origins is probably the only exception to the rule because that blew my tiny mind, and I love DE, I think, because of that as well. The bows were so much fun. Garad was too difficult, Mark. There's a reason it's the only map without a 255, the only 100 I had to use megas for. And Mark responded with this: yeah, Shadows of Evil Pack-a-Punch Quest was a bit too complicated for a launch map. It was a big reason Pack-a-Punch Quest tended to be easier after that. GK was designed to be harder, to make kiting more challenging than just running tight circles. It did have the holdout areas too, though, but needs 4. A lot of interesting stuff here. Someone else also responds: I'm all for making zombies more accessible in certain areas, but certainly they could do this without throwing away all the things that the original zombies community liked. We're the ones that have stuck around the past 15 years and kept it afloat. We've been thrown away. It hurts. Now, I don't think everyone's been thrown away here, but the game has definitely changed a little bit since, what it was back in, Black Ops 1 or World at War, let's say, or even from Black Ops 3, but Mark responded with this: the zombies community isn't one monolithic hive mind. It's a very diverse group of individuals. We're always trying to grow the audience and try new things. We're definitely keeping our longtime fans in mind too. Change can be difficult, but it's necessary. I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on this down below. I guess from her perspective, she thought that most of the BO3 zombies maps were a bit too difficult. Now, if you add in the gobblegums, I would say that BO3 was relatively pretty easy, and overall, the criticisms that people do have of Black Ops 3, I've seen the most, are that, the game was just too easy. You can pop some gobblegums, get Perkaholic, and you'll be good. There really is no challenge to it. I guess if you're subtracting the gobblegums, a lot of the, boss fights and Easter eggs were a bit more complex. A lot of the pack-punching system was maybe a bit more complicated than it should have been, or at least when you compare it to Cold War Zombies now, where most of these features are really easy to access. Pack-punching in all the Cold War Zombies maps, super easy for the most part. The gameplay systems are a lot easier to understand and play through. So compared to Cold War, I would say, yeah, BO3 is kind of difficult, but on its own, Black Ops 3 Zombies, if you look at it, it was relatively a fairly easy Call of Duty for zombies if you compare it back to, BO2 or BO1. But that's such a long time ago now, so that may not even matter, that comparison. And for the game in general, people saying that, it's changing too much, I think he says it perfectly there. I mean, Mark and people at Treyarch, of course, they're thinking about the longtime fans, but they have to evolve, they have to change, they have to attract new players. You can't just cater to a small audience of people that have been here for 15 years. There are new people being born every day, new people playing Call of Duty for the first time, and they might not like that same experience that we liked back a couple of years ago, so they always have to change while still bringing the, classic features back at the same time as well. So again, leave your thoughts on that down below. Super interesting stuff here, and we have a ton more as well on map design, stuff like that. And this Treyarch developer says if the Black Ops 3 Zombies magic can be replicated for the future. Really interesting stuff here. Phantom Ice tweeted this out: good to have variety, right? Smaller, more simple maps, the giant, bigger, more complex experiences, origins, and in-betweeners, TREYARCH. He says, yes, we try to create a variety of maps each game in terms of difficulty and style. And then someone else says, I'm curious, Mark, when the team makes these maps, do you guys before release think this one is going to be a classic, or are you often surprised about how maps are ranked or received? For example, with a map as revolutionary and innovative as Origins, surely you guys had a feeling it would be loved. When I'm making a map, I'm always trying to make it as best as it could be, given the time and resources. Sometimes you could be too close to it to know. You always hope it will be well received, but it can be hard to tell how the public will react. You always hear the same thing when actors talk about their TV and movies. Often my memory of a project is the process to get it to ship. What the public doesn't see are the daily decisions and changes that are constantly shaping it. We don't always like the decisions we make at the start. Sometimes it doesn't play out like it did in your head. Sometimes it never will, and you need to course correct. Our heads have a perfect scenario free of problems that may need to be dealt with. When the map ships, it hopefully isn't in a big state of flux, but it really is just a moment frozen in time. Sometimes a thing we change 2 weeks before ship, but I only remember the way it was for the last 3 months. Everyone else sees it the way it shipped. Origins was one that we pushed every department to their limits. It was a lot of crazy ideas that we managed to get to work, and I'm thankful for everyone that worked late and hard to make it awesome. Super interesting, leading on from that Black Ops 3 as a whole, which is widely regarded as the best zombies, does the team at TREYARCH reciprocate that feeling and recognize why that game was so loved? Because I'm sure when you're putting blood, sweat, and tears into these games, the team's perspective may be different. Like, was it simply with Black Ops 3 that the stars just aligned? Pre-Battle Royale era, 3-year wait for TREYARCH zombies at that point, with a seemingly huge funding support throughout the whole season in ways of cinematic trailers, DLC 5, etc. And he responds, at the time, Black Ops 3 got as much love/hate as anything else. People said Charles Vivo was too complicated, DE was great, Zetsuba wasn't loved, people didn't want dragons in their zombies for Garad, too much reuse in Revelations, only one new perk. I could go on. Now, people don't remember as much love as Black Ops 3 got. It received a lot of hate at the time as well. I remember when the Shadows of Evil gameplay reveal trailer first came out, and everyone thought it was kind of weird. It was too different from Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1. When Shadows of Evil came out, the first couple of months, I remember YouTubers and streamers not really enjoying Shadows at launch. I mean, I enjoyed it a little bit, but I'll admit it wasn't my favorite map when it first came out. So back then, people, had some issues. DE's launch was great. Zetsubo's launch, not that good. A lot of glitches when that map came out. The overall reception to that map was okay. I didn't really enjoy it that much personally. There was a really weird dry period in BO3 zombies during that time where not many people were just playing and excited about BO3. And the only reason why I'm saying this here is not to bash BO3. I mean, overall, BO3 zombies was a great year, but people forget that during the BO3 DLC season, it wasn't just greatness and everyone was in awe every time a new DLC map dropped. There were a bunch of issues. Now, he goes on to say, many things were unique for almost every map, including locales, HUDs, mystery boxes, pack-a-punch machines, etc. Then there's Zombies Chronicles, plus there's the nostalgia of the old characters interacting with the new. It was a perfect storm that's unlikely to be duplicated for many reasons. What we can do is try to make a new thing that's great in a different way instead of chasing something that's too similar to a previous one, and that in and of itself would end up being called a negative as well. Also very true. We're planning great things. You'll just have to wait to see. So another point here at the end, he goes on to say, we are planning great things, just like Kevin Drew, confirming that Zombies is not only returning, but now, we're going to have some great things in the future. Now, what exactly are these great things? Is it Zombies Chronicles 2? Is it a whole new way to play zombies in 2023? Is it an evolution of Outbreak, round based. I mean, what exactly is this, great thing gonna be? What are the great things gonna be? I mean, I'm hopeful for the future, of course. I always try to be, but after Vanguard Zombies, I get why people are skeptical, and I get why people are kind of on edge about, where Zombies is gonna go in the future. We'll see very soon. I thought overall this discussion was super interesting, super insightful. It's always cool to see the devs' perspectives on community feedback, what it's like making these Zombies games. Again, I think sometimes people do forget that they're trying their best, and of course they want people to enjoy the games that they're making, but they have to be able to evolve, make progress, and move forward with the mode. Again, leave your thoughts on all of this down below. Cold War Zombies versus BO3 Zombies. What do you want Treyarch to do in the future? What great things do you think they have planned? Of course, I didn't think this was an issue. I mean, I was kind of scared about Zombies for the future. Activision, again, like I said, they're probably looking at it like, it's in a bad state right now, but I think there's a lot of potential. I think on their part, there's still a ton of money to be made here with Zombies. They could do so much. It's just about execution and time. So again, we'll see very soon. There are 2 videos up on screen that may interest you, so be sure to check one of them out. Really do appreciate, guys. Shout out to the YouTube channel members as always, and I'll see you guys in the next video or live stream. Peace out, guys.